If you guys need any cards, sleeves, packs, anything of that nature, please consider using my TCG Player affiliate link. It's in the description. It's completely free, and it's a great way to help support the channel. We need to talk. All right, we need to talk about this absolute abomination that E3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Has posted on his channel. He took my precious baby, my KFC deck, and he warped it, and he twisted it, and he turned it into something that it was never meant to be. All right, and that is what appears on your screen right here. Keegan has had the absolute nerve to try and combine KFC with his favorite deck, which is, of course, the Fairy deck, and has resulted in this disgusting pile. Now, this is a list that's on 43 cards. I think that's actually pretty standard for these kind of Caress Field spell decks that I was on before. Of course, taking out Caress, putting in the Fairy package. Triple Christia seems to me like a lot, given that we're also playing double Gadgetron and Titanial. It almost seems like you would want multiple Mausoleum, because the Mausoleum is going to be really good, because you can just normal summon Christia with Mausoleum for free, and that's quite good. He's taken out Mirror Force and gone for a really minimal trap lineup. He's on just these 4 recruiters, which is kind of the same ratio as on with the Chaos Fairy thing. Basically just lets you ram 4 and end on something with Christia. On Double Warrior Lady, on Card Trooper, Sangan. Took out my boy Trag, which is an absolute travesty. I know that guy's going back in after we when we start making edits, because I mean, you got a lot of level 4s and level 8s in here. Seems like a pretty good Trag deck to me. I'm just a huge fan of that card. I like playing it in basically everything. So yeah, that's that. Triple Snowman on the side. This card is hyper based. I main this in my standard list now in my latest version, which has been testing quite well. I think the Snowman is awesome in here. But yeah, this is the list that Keegan brewed up, and we're gonna be trying it out today. Okay, so I think I ended up going second in this replay against, looks like the sort of Twilight plant build that's hanging around. We opened an okay hand. I mean, we have Dust Shoot in 43. Having Dust Shoot's always crazy, so we can hopefully rely on that to carry us, plus like the fact that the opponent is bricked. So we go with the Dust Shoot in the standby phase. We hit the Dark Armed, and we just go attacking with Gadgetron. And then I Phoenix Swing the set bottomless, and I feel like we pretty much win at this point. He could have Judgmented here, actually. Right? Yeah, the opponent could have Judgmented there and maybe stayed alive, depending on what their top deck was. So maybe a slight misplay there. I mean, they basically had to do that. So game 2, we opened Dust Shoot again with the... Man, we're going to win with the Keegan build 2-0 just because of Dust Shoot, right? It does seem like that. The Dust Shoot here isn't as great. I think my opponent had a lot of potential plays here, but they played this turn very conservatively. I think they could have gotten the quick draw back and then just sent Dandy and made a drill. And they don't do that, and because they don't do that, they died a random top deck Brain Control after I Dust Shooted them, which is just like toxic. I mean, when you draw the combo in here, you can do some crazy damage. AFD plus Gear Town's always just crazy, and then we have the Brain Con, so that's a bit of a feels bad, I'm not gonna lie. Felt a little bit of sympathy for the opponent. We Giga Sacked them there. So we didn't see like any fairy cards here whatsoever. It was just like KFC Dust Shoot Turbo sacking 2-0, but that's the replay that I've been saddled with, so that's what we're looking at here. I'm gonna go and kind of think about the changes that I want to make now. That was really weird because we like 2-0 our opponent, but we didn't see a single fairy card, so I don't even know what to think about that. It was just KFC gameplay going on there. So I guess I'm just gonna have to think about the changes I would make anyway. I would put the mirror in. I think having this as like the complete strat lineup just feels really good to me. And then I would go actually with I would probably try to do the Cyber Valley thing, and then maybe like cut one Christia. Although the fairy count is already super low with like heralds and stuff, but I think I would just rather do the Mind Control Cyber Valley thing anyway, and we can just like normal summon the Christia as well. But we have like 45 cards in here now if we add the Raikou. So I gotta think for a sec. Is there a way we can like fix this here? I don't know. It's probably just gonna have to be like this. No wait, Trag needs to be in there too. We kind of just added a bunch of cards without taking anything out, huh? You know what? Maybe I should roll with it though. Well, what should I add to the side? Like a second Shadow Imp or something, and then Oh, wait. You know what? The side should have, like, Mind Crush Road, I think. That seems fun. I just like playing those and everything. Let's just do that. As for the main, are there any changes here I would want to make? I'm not really sure. It seems like it's really tough to cut things from here. But are we cool with just casually going to 46 cards? That seems like a lot. Okay, maybe no Cyber Valley mind control thing. Let's just take all that out, and let's go to like triple Warrior Lady. The double is just bothering me. Okay, there's like no way I can do it. I just can't do it. So maybe triple. Maybe Keegan's right, and we don't need Mirror Force. No, I think Mirror Force is just such a good card. So we could go up to like 45. That's still like semi-sane. That's, you know, it's okay. I'm really iffy on the fairy stuff. It just feels like you got a full commit to the fairy package, and this is so few fairies. Maybe we need Dim Alks instead of Warrior Ladies. Maybe that's the play? We could try it out, I guess. It's probably no wackier than this already is. And the monster count is really high, and it's another floater. So we could try going with that. Here, let's try this. Hopefully we see some actual fairy cards this time. I mean, it would be nice. But in game one, I don't get my wish. We just draw a standard KFC hand. So we go Titanial Set Judgment. As you can see, the opponent has drawn some convenient outs to Titanial, which we had the Judgment too. So I felt like we were just going to win off the back of this Titanial. But no, the opponent has the other only trap card out to Titanial, which is the Mirror Force. So I thought hard about Torrentialing here, and maybe I should have, but I end up going for Stardust, which maybe I should have just held that back and like left the Torrential, but it was probably the right call with the Raikou there to make the Stardust. But some very lucky things happened for my opponent. They mill the shell with the quick draw, and yeah, it's kind of off the races now for them. They make a drill for some, which is super weird. They could have just made like Turbo or Nitro even, and then like I don't know. It was weird to me that they made Road Warrior, because like just make something else hit over Stardust and still have the token seems better. Also, Avarice is live and they just didn't do it. I guess they're waiting. Maybe they just really want to leave the Dandy down there. So they do have the Avarice now after I traded with the Road Warrior, which if they don't have something to special off of it, which it seems like they don't, I'm not sure why they play it. Like just in case it comes up, maybe, I guess. But I don't really think Road Warrior is worth playing if you don't have a single Road Warrior target in your deck. So I'm finally going to Torrential here, and the opponent's turn is over. We go AFD. The reason I got back Lone Fire instead of Dandy was to play around Bottomless so I could prio the AFD, which ends up happening too. So like really genius, big IQ play by me there. We go set the Phoenix Wing. Opponent sets the Raikou, and that's game over because of Phoenix Wing Wind Blast attack directly. They could maybe have stormed and lived the turn there, but they couldn't have known it was Phoenix Wing. So here we open a sick hand. We drew some actual fairy cards in game two. I know, unbelievable. I just want to force the back row, so I go for the Titanial, because now we have the Dust Shoot. I decided to be greedy with it, which was probably not the right move, because I don't have any other back row anyway, so who cares if I get a space. I guess I was thinking, like, if they just go activate Quick Draw, I could chain it and really mess them up, which is true and is funny. But it's not going to super matter here. We know all their cards still, and we have the Noblemen to get rid of their only sort of live thing. So I decided to just try to force that Crow that I know about, because this Debris play doesn't really do anything anyway. And we're just hitting in. We go summon this. I figured that must be the Mirror Force. So we go for the Gadgetron, just start hitting. And one more Gadgetron hit kills them. They go set Phoenix Wing. Set Dandy, we just hit over, we pass, they Phoenix Wing my Gadgetron, and they get the shell in rotation, which is pretty good for them. They summon the Titanium, but we have the Mirror, so they decide to book. Maybe they should have just spaced my back row here. I feel like that's a possibility. I guess when you're playing against this deck, you always feel like the back row might be Legacy of Yada or something, so I could see it, or even Phoenix Wing. They stop my Mausoleum. I go for a bit of a risky play because this will lose to Brain Control. plus like monster, but they don't have either half of that, so we're actually fine. And we just summon, we keep summoning these in attack because we have the Honest, of course. And because we know the back row is not torrential, it's Mirror Force. So opponent gets an Avarice Live, they draw, they find Sidra to out my Fortress, which is not great for me. We summon Dim Alk, we switch, we hit over, this plays around Mirror Force very well, and then we have the Honest, and the opponent just scoops it up here, which is a little strange because they still had that mirror. I mean, they would have died to Brio Christia, but, like, they didn't know that, right? So, I don't know. We did see some fairy cards in that game number 3, and actually at the end it felt like we were mostly just playing fairies after all our plant stuff got banished and the debris was gone. Anyway, let's get to the wrapping up and the concluding thoughts of the video. In conclusion, I don't really know what to think about this. It kind of just felt like a meme, which isn't a bad thing. Most of the stuff we play on this channel is a meme. I barely saw the fairy cards in my matches, to be honest, but when I did, it definitely just felt like I was playing two different decks that would have been better off just being one or the other, like either KFC or fairy. I think the only like final thought I have is that maybe there should be like a level 3 fairy debris target. Like I think Marshmallow is maybe the best one. I don't really know. So maybe something like this. But ultimately, probably better to play the decks separately. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Deck Doctor. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, become a channel member, and I will see you next time. Peace out.